Thank you. And speaking of, after last weekend's blast of winter weather, many people might be thinking about getting away for spring break. But with demand up, prices for travel are as well. Jen Burke from Maine Credit Union League is here with some financial tips to kind of help us get off on the vacation that we want to get off to. Oh boy. So what are some of the tips here? You know, people being prepared for sticker shock obviously is one of them.
And they should be, because air fees are up. They're up. They've been up for a while now. In May, they hit their peak, and they're slowly going down. But if you look at where they were a year ago at this time, they're up. And so are hotel costs, and so are rental costs. So if you are planning a trip in March or April, you need to be prepared to pay more.
Well, I think, though, it's, you know, sometimes, right, I know you're a financial advisor, so you may or may not agree, but I think sometimes in order for that mental health kind of getaway, you do have to pay a little bit more. So what should people do? You know, is there any way they can save?
You know, I think the best thing I can recommend is people need to set a budget and then stick with that budget and then be flexible. So if you're craving that warm weather destination, you might not get to Maui this year, but it doesn't mean you can't go someplace warm and spend some time on the beach. You also may not be able to go to Orlando or Tampa, really popular places, especially for little kids right now, but that's okay. Set your expectations. Look at where your local airport has direct flights, because sometimes those might be cheaper. You can also look at the budget airlines as well. But if you do decide to take a budget airline to travel, make sure you're packing light, because a lot of those airlines charge you for checked bags, even carry-ons. So you want to take those costs into consideration before you book a deal. And then when you're thinking about lodging, maybe it's advantageous to stay at a hotel. Maybe it's not. You might want to look at like a residential property that you could rent and see if you have any airline points. Are there miles that you've had and have been saving for a while you haven't used, or credit card points? You know, use them now when prices are high to help balance off and offset those really expensive fees.
That's a good tip there. You're also cautioning people to read reviews and be wary of those deals that sometimes, you know, you see it and you're, wow, this would be awesome. But as we often find, they're too good to be true.
Absolutely. Read the reviews. I can't underscore that enough. See what people have to say. See how, if you're looking at a private residence, for example, to rent, see how many people have stayed there before. What you don't want to have happen is invest all this money into a trip. You think you're saving a few bucks, and then you have a horrible time. It's not worth it.
That's terrible.
And then you also want to look into seeing what the refund policy might be, because you never want to have to think about canceling your trip, but sometimes emergencies, things come up. So those are things to consider before you book. If you get a trip that allows for a cancellation, it might cost you more, but if you have any doubt in mind that you might want that flexibility, it's worth it. It's worth it to pay for it.
All right. Well, I think we're all looking forward to a little bit of a getaway right now.
Yes, as a mom that's heading to Tampa over April vacation, you know, it is sticker shocking, but I'm looking forward to the warmth.
It's exciting, right? I'm jealous. Jen, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.